Good morning, everyone. It is Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and we have Fry, who is trying his best to be a good boy, but he doesn't understand why mom can't just take him out and go on a walk and why she slept most of yesterday. So he is a bit confused. Yeah, I'm kind of with atheist aunt. Personal bias, gut feeling. Charlie definitely did it. Do I think that the state proved that? Yeah. It's a crapshoot. Good morning, Eris. Thank you for doing all the lovely mod things in the morning and keeping me on task. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Atheist Aunt, Peace Peony, Bobby. Oh gosh. Sal, Farm Girl. I think I said Bobby, but if I didn't, good morning, Bobby again. And Greedy Bloke and Farrell, good morning. So, our first story this morning, and I'll do a couple stories and then I'll do story time because I mortified the living crap out of Mr. Mo. And I can only say that I do indeed have a filter. Who knew? But apparently, goofy surgery juice destroys that. So, it is good to know that I do have a filter at some point. Good morning, Wolfram. Oh, at least you wiped your paws. We're trying to work somehow, I don't know, Fry broke both of the leashes yesterday. I don't know how it happened. I'm not quite sure what happened yesterday. I'm gonna take everyone's word that no scissors were used and Fry definitely broke both leashes. So I had to go to Walmart this morning to buy another leash. So I have no idea. But our first story is from, MLS, and he definitely wanted to hear about this Michigan love group, which forced members to transition genders and leave families. The Twin Flame organization promised to provide anyone who joins with a fulfilling relationship and a happy life. Sal, I think we need to do a little investigation. uh, but is now accused of pressuring people into changing sexual identity and gender. For, you know, I'm just going to say if you want to have a cult and you want to maybe have people come in, this is not the face that you make. This is that you'll, this woman looks like, oh gosh, what is it? Violet Beauregard from freaking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory smugly laughing after she gets all the golden eggs. I mean, she just, for the love of all that is holy, don't have an evil smirky smile when, you claim to be a cult. Look not evil if you're going to be a cult. Not that I want to give cults ideas, but maybe don't look like you like the meme of that toddler who stole all the cookies or something, or the toddler in front of the burning house, you know. Just saying. A bizarre love group which offered sessions to create perfect partnerships is facing accusations of pressuring same sex couples into changing gender identity so that both masculine and feminine roles could be fulfilled. Um, I have, I'm middling. I have what this thing was supposed to do. I'm not feeling any of that. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll feel something of it, but as for now, it's a little bit of a bust. But I'm trying to be a little bit patient about it, and hopefully, I'll feel something by the end of the week, other than relief that they're taking this daggone thing out. But let's see. The Twin Flames Universe organization offers ascension coaching. How the hell are these people becoming life coaches? It looks like they're photoshopped into this photo, and I don't know, but they look scary. Uh, which promises anyone who joins a, quote, "harmonious union with their twin flame," i.e., their lifelong partner. Sessions range from $20 to $200 and guarantee that you'll never have to experience a separation from your twin flame in this lifetime or the next. Oh lord, Mr. Mo's probably hoping for the sweet peace of heaven after what I did or allegedly did, yesterday, but in my defense, I was unaware I had no filter. So he might be looking for the sweet reprieve of heaven at this point. Twin Flames is run by Jeff and Shalia Ayan in Michigan, who claimed to receive directives from God, big G God, to work out twin flame matches. If one flame doesn't accept the match, they would be encouraged to cross their boundaries. Quote, the energy was there to be more of the aggressor. One former member explained, quote, because of the things that you see in a lot of twin flames is a push-pull dynamic where one twin flame is the runner and the other one would be the chaser. This sounds like some Pepe Le Pew and, the poor cat that he always chases kind of thing. I I don't know. No. Any cult starting in Michigan, bad idea. But apparently, if you love someone and they would rather be the hell away from you, it's their fault and they're not accepting the twin flame, and you are in fact the Pepe Le Pew and they are the cat. I Alright. But in a new documentary released on Prime Video called Desperately Seeking a Soulmate, Sal, I believe we found a watch stream. Escaping Twin Flames universe has revealed that the group pressured people to adjust their sexuality. Oh my god, are they gonna make them pray away the gay? This is ridiculous. Again, with a person who looks like the toddler in front of that meme that started the house fire, allegedly. I'm just saying, don't have an evil, creepy smile. Have fake Jesus up front. If you're gonna run a cult, have fake Jesus up here, up front. Do not have creepy toddler looking face woman that looks like she just done started an arson in that meme. I'm just saying. Not that these people need help apparently finding people, because apparently everyone just joined their friggin' cult. Um, has revealed that the group pressured people to adjust their sexuality. This included pressuring straight people to question their sexual orientation and pressuring those within same-sex couple to transition genders. I thought if you're a twin flame, you pretty much weren't you just like peas and c we was like peas and carrots? We was like peas and carrots, me and Jenny. She was a whore and I was a carrot. No, stop. Alice Hines, a journalist who investigated Twin Flames universe, revealed that Jeff and Shalia taught that every relationship known in the group as a Twin Flames union has a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Did they just assume my relationship's gender? For shame. She explained, quote, "A twin flame is like a super spiritual soulmate, someone who is actually the other half of your soul." Oh god, she just cannot not help not looking creepy. I'm sorry, ma'am, I am very sorry, but you have resting arson face. You have resting guilty face, don't ever smile. I'm sorry, but you have resting arson face, and now I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy this little rocket toy at some point for my kids because this looks awesome, but ADHD, sorry, let's focus. Focus, focus, focus. But still, also, this face, no. Now Buddy Christ over here, looking off into the distance, looks like he might be part of a, new Creed cover band. Not as scary, but ma'am who looks like she done will s look, ma'am, you look like you will stab a heifer, put her in your trunk, and then go start a search party with a smile on your face. Allegedly. These are my personal comments. I have no filter apparently right now, but there you are. This guy looks like he's just trying to be part of a Creed cover band, which is also upsetting, but not terrible. She explained, okay, so there is a divine component to it, uh, where this connection is that you have your twin flame supposedly continues upon many pro many lifetimes, and it's really gaining currency. And a former member who was pressured to take on the masculine role and would be called Anne the Man by Jeff, who attempted to force her to accept Dan as a new name. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Look, Plato thought of this. Plato thought of, like 2 people being halved. This is not a new concept, y'all. Look, I you are never going to find the perfect partner that completely completes you because that's just impossible. But for the love of all that is Cheetos, people, don't go to this place. Quote, "My child was born female and identified as female until he had joined the twin flame universe, and I'm trying my hardest to use pronouns he, him," she continued. In 2018, um, okay, wait, sorry, I mixed. So Maxine described how her trans son transitioned to a male after he joined Twin Flames universe in another documentary titled Escaping Twin Flames to be released on Netflix. After college and grad school, my child returned home and met someone on a dating website who introduced them to Twin Flames dating universe, Maxine said, according to Daily Mail. My child was born female, identified as female until he joined the Twin Flames universe, and I'm trying my hardest to use he, him pronouns, she continued. In 2018, my child was online all the time. As soon as he got home, he would head down to our basement and disappear for hours. What were his what were his majors? Cuz this is all the crazy. No. A few months later, out of the blue, my child says, "I want you to start calling me by he, him." When Maxine asked her son how long he felt this way, the response was, "When I became a twin flame." Uh, when when her child was paired with a transgendered woman called Sage, so they just put y'all together. Oh, for the love of all that is holy. Um, Quote, "We got 5 hours notice he was leaving the next morning to be with his twin flame. We begged him not to go," Maxine said. "We hugged him goodbye in the morning, and that was the last day I saw my child." Louisa's Cole's 28-year-old daughter hasn't spoken to her once since she joined the Twin Flames union. She recalled, quote, "All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Stephanie said that these are the people she found online who told her she could find fame and fortune and love from one group. Then she effectively disappeared. Stephanie traveled to Switzerland to marry Kyran, a trans male. Twin Flames Universe argues that the claims made in the documentary and media distort and misrepresent the actions and aim of the organization. They said in a statement on the website, quote, recent we take seriously recent allegations implying we wield inappropriate control over our community members." Yeah, you have them pretend that they're something they're not. That's ridiculous. Quote, "After careful review of both media coverage and recent productions, we are saddened that so much effort has gone into taking swipes." And Jim Jones said the same thing before they drank the Kool-Aid and assassinated a senator. I'm just saying. I mean, you know. So apparently, do not get your cultology from Michigan. You don't have a twin flame. Find someone that will tolerate you when you don't have a filter, because that's nice and all. Because if you're like me and you don't have a filter and apparently you say mean things when you don't have a filter. Okay, our first other story, Jeopardy contestant slammed for arrogant behavior. So a jerk on Jeopardy, who knew? Someone who thinks they know everything goes on a show where they claim to know everything. Can't imagine how that happened. Slammed for arrogant behavior. Quote, "I turned off the TV." What is unsportsmanlike conduct? One Jeopardy contestant is being blasted by fans after he was seemingly rude to fellow challengers while appearing on the show on Friday. Contestant Aaron Craig, who completed the show's champion wildcard tournament, drew ire from some diehard fans after he clapped for himself when host Ken Jennings announced Craig as the winner of the night's game. Okay, so he clapped for himself. Have we really gotten that upset? This has collectively got the biddies on, Jeopardy Reddit really pissed off. He clapped for himself. Quote, "I turned off the TV after the self-congratulatory behavior," one person said on Reddit. Well, gosh, I'm sure it was very important and you had to run directly to Reddit to tell everyone. You are important. I was certainly not rooting for this guy to win. Oh, I'm sure his feelings on your feelings are very important to him too. I've watched Jeopardy for decades and I don't recall seeing such rudeness. The clapping at the end was unnecessary. My husband and I looked at each other. Okay, I'm not, am I am not seeing the big issue. Okay, so the guy was a little bit self-congratulatory. If I can remember, if I could remember how to answer in a question and remember all my stuff, don't you, I would do a happy dance. Mostly because I would have won something and remembered it and recalled names at the time that I actually needed them. I'd be so proud. People complaining about this are yeah, I know, I'd clap for myself if I won. I'd be like, "Holy crap, I'm smartish. This is amazing." I'd be like, "You guys are also smartish. I was just more smartish tonight." Yeah. So, much ado about nothing because of course they are. An off-duty cop who allegedly killed his friend by a chokehold after a night of partying will head to trial. Boy, I either he gets really flushed, he's really angry, or he's like me and he just turns completely red when he is upset. But oh, and he is in Wisconsin. Well, hold on to your butts, everyone in Wisconsin. The off-duty Wisconsin police officer accused of killing a man he allegedly put into a chokehold after a night of partying heads to trial on Monday. Former Milwaukee officer, Michael Madicoli Madoli, 36, is charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of Joel Acevedo, 25. How can I say Acevedo and I can't get never mind. It is what it is. The trial with jury selection on Monday is expected to last about a week. This is all from the criminal complaint. So just before 7:30 a.m. on April 19th, 2020, 911 dispatchers got a call about a police officer later identified as this guy by who needed backup. When officers arrived at his home on the south side of Milwaukee, they found Acevedo in a chokehold with Michael on top of him. The first responders reported it took 22 seconds for Matt to get off Acevedo after they established he was a police officer. According to investigators, it's believed that Michael had Acevedo in a chokehold for more than 11 minutes. Acevedo was not breathing and did not have a pulse when he was rushed to the hospital. He died 6 days after the incident. The medical examiner ruled Acevedo's death as a homicide due to traumatic suffocation. Yeah. So hold on to your butts, those of us in Wisconsin. I might cover this trial. I don't know. I don't know. According to the night before Acevedo's death, Mike said he had several friends over to his home and they were drinking and partying. Mike told officers that some of those friends ended up staying the night, sleeping at his home. According to court documents, the police officer explained to other officers that he'd fallen asleep but was woken up by Acevedo allegedly going through his pants pockets looking for items of interest to potentially steal. The officer then told Acevedo to leave, but before he left the home, Acevedo allegedly punched someone else who was staying at the house, and that's when the officer fought back to protect other people inside. Acevedo's family have been very vocal about his death ever since the news of it broke. The family filed a lawsuit against two former officers, one of them being this particular officer, and the other being the former police chief in April 2023. The complaint claims that Acevedo's Fourth and 14th Amendment rights were violated. In December 2022, the officer filed a lawsuit to try to stop the release of body cam footage from the day of the alleged crime after he got word that the police department planned on making it public. Under Wisconsin law, releasing footage is legal under records statutes. Earlier this year, the Wisconsin Court of Appeals ruled against him and concluded that the video could be made public. So, yeah, it's not looking good for this guy. He probably did. He's he likes to look out that window. There's our big old van and the all the squirrels. We seem to live in squirrel central, but we also have a big tom turkey that brings all its little turkey chicks and chicklets across our lawn sometimes, so he'll get a little Twitter-pated about that. The officer in question resigned from the Milwaukee Police Department shortly after he was charged. His trial has been delayed due to the COOF defense challenges, scheduling concern. One witness, the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner Brian Peterson, is no longer in his position as the medical examiner. Um, the officer's defense argues that Acevedo had several substances in his blood at the time of the death, including alcohol, cocaine, THC metabolites, all of which contributed to his death. Okay, yeah, but you probably keeping him in a chokehold for 11 minutes probably didn't help with all of that stuff in his system. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not a lawyer. Hopefully, you've got a good one, because this one's not gonna go well for you in Wisconsin, sir. Might as well. I mean, in other weirdness, African elephants are dropping unalive really quickly, and it's baffling scientists. The cause of a mysterious mass of deaths of African elephants has finally been unraveled, and scientists who authored the new report say that the outbreaks could likely occur amid conditions created by ongoing climate crisis. Oh, wonderful. Damn you, Al Gore. 35 African elephants in northwestern Zimbabwe dropped dead under baffling circumstances between late August and November 2020. 11 of the massive animals died within a 24-hour period. They died over a very narrow window, and is one of the most enigmatic parts of the whole puzzle. That many animals dying quite close together, but not right next to each other over such a narrow space of time. It's really, in my mind, rather unique, and certainly is in this part of the world, said Dr. Chris Foggin, a veterinarian at Victoria Falls Wildlife Trust in Zimbabwe, who is the co-author of the study that on the cause of the death. Earlier that same year, about 350 elephants in neighboring northwestern Botswana also died suddenly over the course of 3 months. Officials and experts were initially at a loss to explain the die-offs, which occurred in among among Africa's biggest population of elephants. Poaching, poisoning, and drought were all blamed, but it turns out a bacterial infection killed the elephants, according to the research of samples taken from 15 of the animals that died in Zimbabwe. So it looks like yeah, I'm not going to keep that up there. It looks like there's, some sort of elephant coof that is going around. Quote, "It's premature to say climate change has influenced this, but it may do so in the future. If we get more prolonged droughts or rainfall patterns change, we might have a harsher dry season." So it looks like because they were all congregating together. Oh, yes, I must do that one. I'll do my story time next, because the rest of the stories are kind of meh. But basically, because of all of the different patterns in the weather, the animals were congregating closer to each other. The, bacteria was able to spread. It's just weather. Weather changes. I'm not here to be a climatologist. That's Miss Frazzle, and she is gone until next Halloween. Let's do some story time, since I mortified the ever living snot out of Mr. Mo. So we go to there to the place, and they drop me off, and I'm getting all the stuff, your pre stuff in, and they ask you all the things like, have you ever had an epidural? And I was like, I've had 6 kids. I know what an epidural is. Like, because that's what they kind of put this lead in with the epidural needle. But apparently I was on so much goofy juice that I just didn't say anything. So I am back, in the post-op place, and I'm trying to explain to Mr. Mo that this implant thing, all it's doing is aggravating my left leg, and I'm feeling buzzing on my right. I'm I'm not feeling anything, but I can't really articulate that very well. So my doctor comes in and he rests his hand on my left leg, and I thought I was being quiet, but apparently I was using my loud inside voice as per usual, and I was like, "Did you get your medical license in Guam? That's my left leg, sir." Like, even the nurse was like, "Do you need some more something or other? You look really uncomfortable. Why did he touch your left leg?" And I was like, "I don't know. Maybe he got his medical license from Guam." And I was being really loud, apparently. I don't know. Mr. Mo was mortified. So then they have the guy from the Medtronics or whatever, the little buzz guy come in, and I guess I started humming the monorail song from The Simpsons because I could not remember his name, but him trying to sell me on something that wasn't working and continues to just actually bother the shit out of my leg instead of listening to me, which I really couldn't articulate at that time, so I kind of understand. So I just kept saying like, "Monorail, monorail, monorail," and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, this guy is a moron. My leg is hurting more. This is doing nothing. I feel like I am getting 100 bee stings on my right leg, and my left leg still hurts. This is stupid, and I want them to yank it out. So I'm trying to say that as I'm walking out, and of course, I run into monorail guy who's like, "Give it another chance." He's like, "Just give it some chance." And I continue to sing, "Monorail, monorail, monorail." And Mr. Mo is like, "You cannot say these things." And I'm like, "Screw that." I'm pretty sure that, these entire people are just selling me crap that doesn't work, and I am tired of hurting, and these people aren't listening to me, and this damn doctor just touched my left leg, and I'm here for this, and no one's listening to me. And then I fell asleep in the car ride. But apparently, I did question my doctor's entire medical thing and asked him if he was from Guam and started singing the monorail song when the guy was trying to teach me how to do the Medtronics thing. So, yeah, I am the model patient that everyone wants. Now, as Mr. Mo is telling me these things, I'm like, "Yeah, sounds about like me." I was like, "Well, yeah, it sounds about like me." He's like, "You were embarrassing." And I was like, "Well, honey, what I was trying to articulate is that whatever this thing is doing is bothering the hell out of my left leg, and I'm only feeling like um I am getting, bee stings on my right leg, so it is doing nothing, and I feel like I've been punched in the back because apparently he had to go a couple different places since something or other, you know, and I was just like, and on top of all that, he came in and he touched my left leg, my foot, like a freaking I couldn't. Even the nurse looked at him like, "Oh my god, why did you do that?" So, yes, apparently I am an ass on Goofy Juice. But he did touch my leg, and I feel like that's something as a doctor you wouldn't do. But, so I'm feeling exhausted, actually. I'm feeling a little better than yesterday. I slept most yesterday. I kind of knew going into this it was going to be a crapshoot as to whether this would actually help. So, Farrell, have a wonderful evening. Get some rest. I know you're working nights. So, yeah, I know, Greta. I want whatever Greta's having. I should have done a Greta in a Greta impression, like, "How dare you?" But apparently I just kept starting to sing Monorail song from The Simpsons, and Mr. Mo was mortified and will probably not be my go-to guy if I ever have surgery again. Now, this is why you don't snorkel in Florida. I don't know why you would, but places in Florida, I would that is a very short, newsy news outfit. Ma'am, not that I'm shaming you in any way, but holy crow, don't sit down with that on the news. A 9-foot alligator bit a Florida woman's face when she was snorkeling. A Florida woman was snorkeling with her friend at Alexander Springs recreation area over the weekend when a 9-foot alligator attacked her and bit her forehead. Look, y'all, there's reasons I won't move to Florida. I mean, I would love to be part of America's freedom dong. I really would. It is the only, you know, dongler shaped state in America, and I think it would be hilarious to live there. But there are gators and there are pythons and there are crazy things and leprosy coming back. Oh, hell no. No, no, I'm not living there. Uh, a photographer nearby happened to snap shots of the immediate aftermath. One clearly shows an alligator lurking behind them. Fox 35 News Stephanie Buffamonte talked to the woman who was attacked. Uh, Oh, you cannot believe she is not half my name. Look, ma'am, as a fellow Marissa, we stay the hell out of shark-infested places. What the hell? Stop making Marissas look dumb. You even have it spelled correctly, but stop it. We don't snorkel in, the Amazon with all the little piranha because, there's piranha there. Have you never seen River Monster? What is wrong with you? Said on Friday she can't believe an alligator bit her in the face. It Your face was in his home. Why were you snorkeling in Alligator Central? I feel that's like going, you know, picnicking on the sidewalks of San Francisco. Just no. She was out with a friend snorkeling and swimming at Alexander Springs Recreation Area near Ocala. Quote, I ripped off the mask and turned to see two little eyes sticking out of the water. Look, y'all, stay strapped even in the water. I'm just saying, I don't know about the spearfishing laws in Florida, but if you're gonna swim in Florida, I would stay strapped as hell. There are gators, there are sharks, th- everything in the ocean. Just assume it wants to unalive you. I mean, we all know what happened to Steve Irwin. It wasn't a gator that got him, okay? Just saying. I heard a rush of water and turned out round to make sure. Oh, her friend Shane said, "Oh, that jerk." So her male friend was there and he was like, "Oh, better just watch it happen." I heard a rush of water, turned around to see if she was okay, and I just saw the gator, he said. I saw her head in its mouth. Marissa said it happened all in a matter of seconds, so fast she didn't realize the alligator had bitten her at all. It didn't hurt bad in the moment, and then I was running back and like, "Oh my could you say 'like' more?" Pretty sure you could. I saw what it was, and then it really started hurting, she said, and I was like, "My forehead hurts really bad, and my neck, it isn't, like, so much pain." Alright, I didn't wanna have to do this, but for right now, you are excommunicated from the Church of Marissa. That's like 17 likes in one statement. We can't deal with this right now. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission confirmed that the bite reported to Fox 35 and said the trapper was able to find the nuisance alligator and would remove it. It's actually the second alligator incident to happen within a week. Maybe if you on November 1st, a 79-year-old man was also snorkeling and bumped into an alligator. You guys, stop snorkeling in alligator pools. I'm just what y'all Florida people, God love you. God must protect you. I don't understand, but ma'am, you are allowed back in the Church of Mo if you can say everything without a like in between, okay? We will welcome you back. Redemption is possible, but the 173 likes in your statement were just too much for Mo today. Mo is having an off day, so, you'll be re-brought in tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You can change. It looks like what, you're like 24? It'll happen. Let's see. She said that she was wearing a full face snorkel mask, not just swimming goggles, and it's what she thinks saved her life from having more serious injuries. It sounds bad, but it biting my head was probably the best place it could have been because, like, if it had gotten my arm and it would have just got a better grip on my arm, I could have lost my arm or just, like, my life in general. So, like, I think the head didn't get a good grip of it, so I'm, like, just generally really lucky. I give up. Maybe the alligator was part of, those of us who really don't like in every 3rd sentence or every 3rd word, and he'd had enough because all she kept saying was like, "Oh my god, look at all these, like, fish in the like, when I'm snorkeling," and he just got tired. He just got tired of it, and he said, "I'm going to have to teach her a hard, brutal lesson. I'm just kidding, Marissa. It was not your fault." But again, this is Florida. Assume every even a puddle has an alligator in it. The Florida Wildlife Commission said there are several tips people need to know when dealing with alligators in Florida. Assume every single place has an alligator, the end. Yes, Fry is over it. A man goes full Charles Bronson on the people that stole his relative's car. You guys, we're gonna see a lot more of this if the police don't start stepping up, if prosecutors don't start stepping up. We're gonna see a lot more death wish behavior, and I don't want it because this guy is gonna probably get way in trouble, but the police don't do their job. You are going to see a return of the dirty, hairy, Charles Bronson, Webley first, questions later, vigilante justice if these prosecutors and police do not start cracking down on crime. People are gonna start forming their own vigilantes, and I don't want it because, it's not how justice is gonna get done, but people are getting tired of this stuff falling down, you know? Killdozer, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore." It's just I mean, this is what's going to happen. 3 teenagers were taken to the hospital after New York police said that they were shot by a man tracking his, relative's stolen car. Michael Brown, 35, fled the scene after the shooting. Unfortunate name, just because of Ferguson issues, but still. Was taken into custody, Syracuse officials said on its November 5th news release. He is charged with attempted murders, 2 counts of assault, 3 counts of reckless endangerment, criminal possession of a firearm, criminal use of a firearm. A spokesperson for the Syracuse Police Department told McClatchy News. Just before 11 p.m., November 5th, police responded to an area in northwestern Syracuse after receiving a shot spotter notification in which a gunshot detection sensor used by so it's those audio things that listen in for gunshots because that says you have a really safe city when you have gunshot narcs. Yeah. A short distance away, officers flagged down by occupants of a Hyundai that had been reported stolen earlier that night, according to officials. So I'm glad that we, are taking care of the robblers, as my son would say. Now, again, these are young people. I don't want people to get hurt, but if the cops do not take care of this, do not charge these young people for these Hyundai and these Kia boys. You are going to end up with more of this Webley first, questions later. Dirty Harry and Death Wish were, the cultural zeitgeist response to what people thought and what people felt were, letting criminals go free, letting crime become rampant. I mean, we're seeing a lot more of this. The Punisher. I mean, again, these are things that are going to pop up if you do not actually have a government doing its job and responding to this. Two 14-year-olds and a 16-year-old were found shot inside a car, officials said. The 14-year-old sustained injury to her arm and midsection, and she was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The 14-year-olds were injured in the hip and leg, respectively, and are expected to survive. And I don't want these kids hurt like this, but they also need to make it understood that they have there are consequences to stealing someone's car. I mean, they're just letting these kids go and go and go. And you see actual justice warrior talking about it. You see, things on the news where these kids do X, Y, and Z and they're let out. I mean, you've got the kids in Las Vegas who thought that they would be let out in 30 days after running over the retired police chief because they've gotten used to getting let go. Either the whole system needs a revamp and people need to start learning consequences, or we are going to have more of this, and I don't want more of this. Uh, Brown is a family member of the person who owns the Hyundai, officials said. He tracked down the car and found it with several juveniles inside, according to the release. During an interaction with them, Brown shot into the car, striking the three teens. A spokesperson for the Syracuse department said the 16-year-old was still in critical condition as of November 6th. So again, I don't want these kids getting unalived by, vigilantes, but I also don't want, the cops just letting them go with a slap on the wrist. At some point, these two intersecting ideas are going to clash like this. And, you're going to have people like me that said, hey, just question here, you know, I would like people to just face justice and be corrected for their wrongdoing. I don't want them unalived, which might happen if you get vigilante justice. But those are the news stories for today. I am not sure about a newsy news tonight. I am going to try to do as many normal things as I'm supposed to do today. But I can be very honest. This stimulator is not doing anything. I'm trying to remain positive. Monorail guy said, give it a couple days. I should remember his name, but all I remember is monorail. And hopefully my doctor will see me after I questioned his, doctor ability, uh, being in Guam. Hopefully he'll just take that as, I was on goofy juice and not dead ass serious because, So, that is, the plan today. I might hop on with Baker or anyone. Oh, I might do that. I think I did a little video of that on Friday. I'm still adjusting. This is not the most comfortable thing, and I kind of knew going into it, it was a crapshoot, and I thought maybe I'd be one of the lucky a-holes that could just this works, but I might be on the tried it and it's not for me. I've heard that these stimulators do, wonderful things for people with, other kind of back pains, but not so much. Yeah, true. I do not want I might do a monorail I need to find a monorail story, just stream of monorail. I also do wanna do a little bit of a video about, the verdict. Can't believe they came back so quick. So I might do a video about the verdict, and we might, talk about some Delphi stuff, but I'm going to be taking it fairly easy. I will try to let you guys know if I plan on doing this evening's, Newsy News. I would say probably not tonight. I should be feeling a whole lot better tomorrow in theory, so plan on normal day tomorrow, but definitely appreciate all of you being here. Definitely gives me something to look forward to find these stories and you guys finding the stories and putting them on Mo Schmo on the MLS Discord is amazing. Thank you, MLS, for the Twin Flames thing because now we have a whole new cult to look up to, and we can definitely oh, yes, I need to write that down. Let me get my Oh, crap. Now Thor has gotten high and he's rolling around in some rice and crying. What the hell? The one time I need you not to get stoned, cat. But let me write that down in my thank you, Lucy, for reminding me. So that is the 16th. Do you happen to have a time? Oh, I've got it at 1:30 PM. Oh, I did not know. I'll see if he sent me a link. I might just sit down and listen today. I'm not as comfy. I've got this little box thing kind of taped to my back. So so not as comfy as one would think. But I'm trying to keep an open mind and not go to monorail. But thank you guys so much for your support and joining me this morning, and will see about tonight's Newsy News. Maybe I'll feel better. And I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hopefully, you find some good cases because I really thought that we would still be on verdict watch uh, today, but hopefully, we can look at the Maya closing and see how that goes and just kind of chill out and hang out today because I'm going to try to just do the resting thing, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, which shouldn't be that hard, but it is. So I will see you guys when I see you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday and say something nice to yourself and something nice to others. Let's make this world a little bit of a kinder place. Unless you have your filter removed, then make fun of people and say that they got their doctorate from Guam.